Good morning, all of you. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we are going to start a new chapter of geography, that is water, chapter number 5. Okay, now before starting a chapter, let me give you a brief idea about this chapter, that what all things we are going to study in this chapter. Okay, first is we will be studying what is water cycle. Okay, next is distribution of water in the percentages. Okay, for example, oceans, ice caps, groundwater, fresh water, atmosphere, rivers, what all percentages of water this whole distribution of water carries. Okay, third thing is the circulation of ocean, okay, in the forms of waves, tides and currents. Okay, so let's start the chapter. First is how much water is available. Okay, about 71% of the earth's surface covered is with water. Okay, almost all the water on the earth is contained in the seas and oceans, rivers, lakes, ice caps as groundwater in the atmosphere. Okay, so these are the forms in which the water is present on earth. Okay, that is seas, oceans, rivers, lakes, ice caps, groundwater, and okay, most of this water is not fit for human consumption. The water that is not fit for use is fresh water. Okay, means all these are the sources where the water is present. Okay, but not all water are fit for human consumptions. Okay, because either they are salty or not of that quality that can be drinked. Okay, so the water that is fit for use is a known as fresh water. Forms of water. Water earth has been maintained for millions of years by various processes which make the water cycle. Okay, so this is the meaning of water cycle. What happens in the water cycle? What is the process? Let's study. Okay, when water circulates through the water cycle, it can be found in the three forms. Okay, solid, liquid and gas at any given time somewhere on the earth. Sorry, the solid form, snow and ice, is present as ice caps at the poles of the earth, snow covered mountains, and the glaciers. Okay, so when water circulates through the water cycle, it can be found in those three forms, that is solid, liquid, and gas. Okay, solid form snow and ice in the present as ice caps as the poles on the earth, snow covered mountains, and the glaciers. So, this is the form of solid form. Okay, next is liquid form. Water is present in oceans, lakes, rivers, and even underground also. Okay, underground water. The gaseous form is the water vapor in the air around us. Okay, so liquid form is in the form of lakes, rivers, and underground water, and the gaseous form is the water vapor present in the air around us. Okay, so the continuous cycling of water among its three form keep the total amount of water on earth constant even the whole world is using it. Okay, so the water remains constant in the whole world even if everyone is using the same. Okay, in the picture you can see the process of water cycle taking place. Okay, all the evaporation and the from the clouds the rain is coming again back to the earth in the form of precipitation. So this is all the process which are included in the uh, formation of water cycle. Okay, now what is groundwater? Okay, the ground has a large storage of water inside it. If we dig deeper and deeper below the earth, we will reach to a level where all the space between particles of soil and gaps between rocks are filled with water. Okay, if we the ground dig the ground very deep, we will reach to a level where all the spaces between the particles of soil and gaps between rocks are filled with water only. Okay, so the upper limit of layer is called water table. Okay, means when we dig, the first layer which is present is known as water table. The water table varies from place to place and it may change even at a given place. So from place to place it changes. Okay, so it cannot be a constant everywhere. Okay, depends upon the place to place. Next is the water found below the water table is called groundwater. The rainwater and water from other sources such as rivers and ponds seeps through the soil and fills the empty spaces and cracks below the ground. Okay, so the rainwater and water from the other sources such as ponds, what happened, it seeps through the soil. Okay, and what it does, it fills the empty spaces and cracks which are present below the ground. Okay, The process of seeping of water into the ground is called infiltration. Okay, so the process of seeping of water into the ground through the empty spaces or the cracks below the ground is termed as infiltration. Okay, the groundwater is stored between layers of hard rocks below the water table is called aquifer. Okay, so the groundwater is stored between the layers of hard rocks and between the water table is called aquifer. Okay, so the middle layer of the groundwater is termed as aquifer. In the process you can see the water table, hand pump and the stream or lake. Okay, and the location of aquifer means neither it is too deep neither it is too up. Okay, next is depletion of water table if not. Okay, water table may go down if the water is not sufficient replenished. Okay, it is due to increasing population, industries, decrease of seepage area from the seepage of rainwater, agricultural activities, deforestation and scanty rainfall. Now what happens, water table may go down if the water is not sufficiently replenished. Okay, means when the increase in population or the industrial uh, things or decrease of seepage area from the seepage of rainwater or the water consumed in agricultural activities, deforestation and scanty rainfall takes place, what happens, this will lead to a going down of water table. Okay, if it is not sufficiently replenished. So these are the reasons why water table may go down to a place where this all things takes place. Okay, next is increasing population. Increasing population creates demands for construction of houses, shops, offices and roads and pavements. Okay, this decreases the open areas like parks and playgrounds. This in turn decreases the seepage of rainwater into the ground. Okay, a huge amount of water is needed for construction work and all the water is drawn from the ground. Okay, so increased population, what happens, it also increases the demands for construction of houses, shops, offices, roads and other activities. Okay, this decreases the open areas like parks and playgrounds. This in turn decreases the seepage of rainwater into the ground. So what happened when the human beings construct lots of houses, shops, offices, roads and pavements, what happens, it decreases the areas of parks or the playgrounds. So this leads to the decrease in the seepage of rainwater into the ground. Okay, a huge amount of water is needed for construction work and all the water is down from the ground itself. Okay, so this is all about the increase in the population. Thank you.